Galatians 6:9. This isn't really a part of that because that we do during the week. But I was so inspired to come to you after my run today. And I think we're going to call it the Hoka Chronicles. I don't even know. Because I have these fabulous pink Hoka tennis shoes. Let me see if I can. You see those? And they are fabulous and amazing. And I'm not being sponsored by Hoka, but I wouldn't be against that. If anyone from Hoka is watching, they are so comfortable. They go with me everywhere. And this is a 54-year-old collegiate basketball player, so I've been kind of hard on my joints. And anyway, they make running almost fun. Almost. Let's not be crazy with our endorsements here. Anyway, it seems to be on these runs that the Lord speaks to me very loud, and I can sometimes, I just take my phone and write them down in a note. But man, I had to just jump on here today. As you can see, I'm trying to walk and do this video in a little town in Wyoming, of all places. Population 179. Little place called Chugwater. Isn't that just quaint and sweet? Listen, guys, what's on my heart this morning is legacy. Legacy. Namely, what are you leaving for your kiddos? And not just your kiddos, but what are you leaving for the people that knew you? I might get arrested for this, so send bail money. I was going to go sit along that fence, but I'm not going to. Okay. But I think I'm going to stop and let you. Yeah, we'll just go like this. Okay. So that you don't have to have motion sickness while I'm doing this. Okay, so legacy. My, my grandfather came to this country before he was saved. He got bit by the cowboy bug and came out here to Wyoming and punched cows, as they say, lived the cowboy life back in the, early 1900s. And it was amazing. I hear stories. My dad was so great about writing stuff down for me before he passed. And it's like I come out here and I just having such the most beautiful commune time with God about my grandpa and about, obviously he had no idea that I would be here 100 years later, in the same area as he was. But here's the connection. See, we all go through these lives. And he had a major heart attack at 49 years old and was saved. Got everybody in his family saved. And I know that that's maybe an old-fashioned term for you, but basically he told his family later, it's just like he met Jesus. Like, there was nothing that anybody could ever theologically debate him out of that because he had that personal experience. You know what I'm saying? Like, he was sure. He had seen the face, and he was sure. Hey, hello and good morning. And so here he went on for the remainder of his life, preaching and teaching. And he was one of those men that when they walked into the room, they just changed the atmosphere for the good. And it wasn't like he was condemning. It's like he brought this spirit of freedom, right? Of I have found something different, and I want to share it with anybody who needs something different. And it was amazing. So I hear stories about how he had these lives, these two lives, and how his change was so dramatic, and he stayed faithful to the very end of his life, with this knowing in his heart. He found his lane to run in. He found his true purpose, and he never did go back to cowboying. He stayed in Kansas. which is where, you know, he met my grandma and had my dad, and the rest is history. But this was a part of his life, this out here, just in the middle of nowhere. But it's right next to the interstate. You can probably hear the interstate traffic, right? And so I came here and I'm like stepping in his legacy. We're from Kansas. We drove on a mission from God, right? I feel like, because just something about being here. So here's my question. I'm going to wrap this up. This is why I had to get on here, because here I am taking care, running, doing my morning run in this town of 179 people that my grandpa quite possibly could have walked in 100 years ago. And I'm thinking about his legacy. And I'm thinking about everything that he meant to so many people. So my question to you this morning, what kind of legacy are you working on? And it doesn't matter if you have family or you don't have family. Legacy simply means, if we're here 100 years from now, and if a person were to walk where you walked, would they be touched? Would they be different? Would they be thinking about your life? Would they be thinking about truth and all the things that good that I think of when I think about my grandpa? Strength, fortitude, making his way out here in the wilderness, and then meeting Jesus and just like letting that be the rest of his life. I don't know. It's powerful, gang. It's powerful. And I just had to jump on here and say that. Plus, it gave me an excuse to quit. No, I mean, I was running and I was done running, but I do have to get to the next leg of the journey. And I don't know what God's going to show me on this next leg, but you know, he just loves to talk when I'm running in my pink Hokas. There you go. I got it in again. So, like I said, if you're watching and you're from the Hoka department, Hoka Shoe Company, you know where to find me. But mostly, I just wanted to encourage you. I wanted to give you hope. If you don't feel like you're leaving a legacy, I promise you, you are. You don't have to try to leave a legacy. What you might want to be thinking about is, what kind of legacy am I leaving? I love you guys so much, and there's nothing you can do about it. I want you to have a great day. And Chugwater, Wyoming, you have been beautiful. I thank you for your kindness, and we will see you next time. All right, bye-bye, guys. Thanks for hopping on.